Hey guys, what's going on? A Button Games here. First things first, happy Veterans Day to everyone that applies to. Thank you all for your service, and I guess keep doing what you're doing, guys. Now, this is going to be another Diablo 3 video, obviously, as you can tell, and I'm going to be using my Witch Doctor. I'm going to be showcasing the Poison Dart build. Haven't used it as much since I got it because I've been using my Monk a whole hell of a lot with the Exploding Palm build. If you guys haven't seen that video, feel free to check it out, drop a like on it, let me know what you think. It's a freaking amazing build. I've been going up into pretty close to max torment now and just running through things. The only difficulty I have with that guy now is that people just kill him in one hit. I have like 30 million toughness, so I'm not really sure what else to do. The only other thing I can wait for is just to try to get my Paragon level a little bit higher, and then it'll make things a little bit easier with all the passive stuff I can gain from that. But for this, I just kind of want to showcase the build a little bit. As you see, it's the Poison Dart build, so I shoot Poison Darts. My fetishes shoot Poison Darts, and they do a lot of damage, and they also pierce through enemies. Now, the main difference between this and the Monk build is that this does not do as much single target damage, so I'm not going to be doing billions of damage every time I hit one person. But this one just does a lot more damage to a lot more people. And also, it's a lot better for survivability because I gain health every time these people hit things, and they pierce and they hit multiple things, so I definitely can last a lot longer than my Monk. And, you know, it does the same amount of damage over time. As, you know, these guys hit, they all do about 100 to 200 million damage each to 3, 4, 5 consecutive people, so really it is doing billions and billions of damage every time it hits, just not to the same person. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try a Greater Rift. And let's just do what I know I can do. I know I can do 35 on this. We're just going to do this real quick. I haven't tried the higher rifts on this person yet. I haven't explored the build enough to know how to survive too well, but it shouldn't be too difficult. Now, for those of you who haven't seen the first video on how this build works... Ooh, wow, that guy's actually going to kill me. Yep, Jesus Christ. Alright. I gotta watch out for that. I forgot about that crap. So for those of you guys that haven't seen exactly how this build works, basically you just have the equipment. I think it's the Carnival that makes your fetishes shoot when you do, and then it's the Dagger of Darts that makes your darts pierce every time you hit an enemy. And then I need to wait for this damn thing to go away so I can find this guy. Jeez. Oh, he's dead. Okay. And let's see, I have Zuni Masses, obviously, so these guys stay alive as long as I do. And I have the Belt of Transcendence, which is I think a newer belt, like a newer season belt, and it basically makes me summon a Sycophant every time I hit someone with a Mana Spender. So that's really freaking useful because I don't need that Fetish Sycophant on now, the passive skill, so I could save that for something else, more defensive or even more offensive if I can get one. But since this build kind of relies on my primary skills dealing the majority of the damage, as you see here, I don't really have to worry too much about my Mana Spenders, so that means I could kind of use whatever I want for my Mana Spenders. I still use Haunt just because it hits the most people the quickest, and it allows me to summon those guys just as quickly. And also I do increase damage to people who are tethered by my Haunt, so that's the idea there. And hopefully this goes a little bit better than the starting there. You know, this build's obviously not perfect, as you saw me die there at the beginning. There are certainly a lot of things that can kill me. I don't exactly have the perfect skill set up either. I'm sure I could have gotten out of that with a different skill. But for right now, I'm just kind of excuse me. For right now, I'm just kind of exploring this a little bit and just seeing the kind of raw damage output it can do, and just seeing how far I can really get with this character, just kind of brute forcing it without any without too much thought, aside from the thought that it took to put the build together. Now, I'm sure that there are a lot of you that have this build similarly, and I'm sure that there are lots of variations to this build. So if you have something that you think, you know, makes your build just so superior to the one that you're seeing here, please let me know what it is, and I'll try to get it, and I'll see for myself, because, you know, I don't spend as much time on this game as I probably should, so I'm sure I'm missing out on some pretty cheap-ass stuff. I did see that they're bringing out the new patch 2.4 soon. I have no idea when that's coming out, but I do know that they're introducing a whole lot of debuffs with that patch to certain things. So the first one, I think it's to one of the sets for actually the Witch Doctor. I think it's the, let's see here. I think it's the one for this set right here. that last one, the 800% damage from creature skills, I remember seeing something about them nerfing something that does 800% damage. So if there's something else that does that, that's just like constant, then maybe that's what they're talking about. But as far as I know, this is the one that I've seen that does it, and I think that that's what they're referring to. I haven't tested it out, so I don't know if it's that broken or not. But if it's drawing enough attention for them to fix it, it's got to be a little bit messed up. Now, obviously, my monk is probably my strongest character, but I would like to start making a set of videos on how to get a wizard. Not how to get a wizard, but you know, how to build a good wizard here. I used to have one on the computer that was like a frost wizard using mirror ball and the what was it, frost strike or whatever the hell it was. It's shooting like 3 of them really fast with really fast attack speed. It was pretty awesome. So I don't know if that's what I want to go for, but if you guys have any suggestions on what I should go for a wizard build, please leave it down in the comments. Tell me what kind of equipment you have or things like that, because I definitely could use some help there. I mostly played with Monk and Witch Doctor on the computer, so I don't really know too much outside of that. Let's see if we can't crush these guys real quick. So as you see here, I'm kind of running through these guys pretty well now since that whole first debacle. I think part of my problem there with the first one is that I got stuck with a shitty combination of effects that guy had right by the door. There was no way for me to get out of the way of all his little spinny things, little arcane thingies that look like the little flames from Mario. Alright, now additionally guys, I've also put Black Ops 3 up on my channel. I also have NHL, so you know, if you guys like any of those games, or if you guys don't know if you like those games or not, feel free to go check them out. Now, Black Ops 3 is pretty freaking awesome. I don't really care what people say about that. You know, everyone's gonna hate for no freaking reason. Everyone always gives the same bullshit excuse like, oh, Call of Duty hasn't changed since, you know, hasn't changed in forever. Oh, all they do is repeat the same game out over and over again. But, you know, that doesn't make any sense logically at all, because let's think about all the games that haven't changed in, you know, 20, 30 years. Like, let's go with like Mario. You know, Mario hasn't changed very much and people still love that game. Let's look at Zelda. Let's look at Mass Effect. Let's look at Halo. Let's look at games like Super Smash Brothers. You know, all those types of games that haven't changed at all. The Witcher, things like that. And yet people don't complain about that kind of stuff. But yet all they do is just look for reasons to complain about Call of Duty. In my opinion, the fact that they were able to keep so close to the roots but produce a different game every time is just as difficult as completely changing the formula every time. I mean, when you have a winning formula, why the hell would you change it? I mean, for fuck's sake, Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 aren't that much different. You know, I mean, they have very similar classes. It's the same style of game. It's top-down. It's the same exact style, you know. Not too much has changed. I mean, you know, they have completely new mechanics built in the game, like these rifts and the subtraction of the cube, but the addition of the new cube, things like that. But, you know, that's the kind of stuff that they do in every game. Like Call of Duty Black Ops 3 it's you could tell it's Call of Duty, but it's completely new mechanics, completely different game. So I think people just need to kind of shut the hell up with stuff like that, because it just doesn't really make any sense when you think about it. Alright, let's see here. Let's go up here. Floor 3. Oh, figures. Yeah, so these guys are kind of a pain in the ass for me to kill, because they can sap your life from pretty far away. Now, I don't think on this torment I have too much difficulty, but when I do try the higher torments, those are generally the guys, if I run into that, I kind of just hit a wall, because they just sap my life from so far away, and there's absolutely nothing I can do. I can't kill them fast enough. And my guys can't get to him fast enough for it to be effective. So, oh, that's not good. Oh, okay, good. Good job, guys. Thought for sure I was dead. Alright. I would also love to get a pair of Ancient Reaper's wraps on this guy. I also think I need a necklace and new Taskers of Theo. My Taskers of Theo do have the 50% attack speed. I don't know if that's max or not, but they're not Ancient Legendary, so they're missing out on some of the other stats. I know those stats don't really matter that much, but it would be nice to just get a slight boost overall to everything, especially when I'm going to be trying to push into these higher rifts here. So, you know, if you've been watching and you don't exactly understand how this build works, feel free to leave me a message. It's pretty simple. Basically, I'm just standing back and my primary skill is doing all the damage, which is Poison Dart, and my fetishes shoot Poison Darts whenever I do. The Poison Darts pierce through, you know, however many enemies. I don't know if there's a cap for how many enemies it pierces through, and just does a ton of damage. and it's only the 5 closest ones that pierce when I shoot, which is actually better than all of them in my opinion, because I like the ones that kind of run up and do the melee, because they still do the most base damage. They do, 150, 200 million damage when they hit people flat out, so that's pretty awesome. And then for the gems, I know I have the one that puts my pet damage up. I honestly, I'm drawing a blank on it. And then I have Simplicity Strength. That's the one that makes my primary skill do increased damage. I don't know if that transfers over to my pets. I saw a forum on Blizzard that said it does, so that's for sure a win-win if it's true and it does transfer over to this. Once I get it to 25, I don't think it's there yet. I'll take it off and I'll put on a different one and I'll look at the damage output to see if it really does transfer. But I'd like to think that these people on the Blizzard forums tend to know what the hell they're talking about. This guy had a whole formula thing worked out, so I'm sure he knows what he's talking about more than I do. I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to stuff like that. So I'm just going to trust them. And then, so I have that, I have Simplicity Strength, I have the one that increases my pet damage, and then I also have the Gogok of Swiftness, as you see. Now the reason I have that is because the idea here is to be able to use my primary skill as fast as possible to do as much damage as possible. So when that's stacked up to 15, not only does it help me with the cooldowns because the rank 25 ability, but these guys attack so freaking fast and do so much damage so quickly. It's almost a given that that's what you want. Now, obviously, I have the Star Metal Kukri, which is the one that increases my cooldowns every time I hit somebody. So that's kind of like a must for any build, really, with the Witch Doctor at this point, because it allows me to have things like Big Bad Voodoo up all the time, which, of course, I haven't really been using that much in this video. Sorry, guys, I just woke up. But the Big Bad Voodoo is pretty freaking amazing. I'll throw it down here, and then this guy's going to go down like nothing, like paper. So if you don't know what the Big Bad Voodoo does, it just basically increases your attack speed, your damage, your everything for a pretty long amount of time, so it's kind of cheap. It also prevents the Witch Doctors who like to just kite and, fly backwards and let their pets do all the damage, because you kind of got to stand in the Big Bad Voodoo area of effect for it to even do anything. So as we see here, my Simplicity Strength is only at rank 12. My Gogok of Swiftness, I thought it was at 15, but maybe, yeah, see, I have a feeling this is the one that's in my weapon. Let me find out here. Yes, 75% chance. Yeah, so that one is 25, so I'm not going to put that one up anymore for right now. I have a whole bunch of this crap floating around here. I don't know why I have all these. The Enforcer, that's the one I was looking at. So we have Bane of the Powerful, Enforcer. I think I was putting these on a whole bunch. Oh, I had one for my Monk, one for my Demon Hunter, and then I think I was trying this out on the Barbarian with slowing people down. So I got a whole bunch of those up. Gem Infection Toxin, don't have that up. So we're going to work on Simplicity Strength right now, just because that 25 effect is going to be ridiculous when I get it up there. My primary skills heal you for 2% of your maximum life on hit. So if I'm attacking really, really fast, I'm just going to be healing really, really, really quickly. So that's going to be a huge bonus there to that. Like I said, guys, I mean, this build is far, far from finished, and it's far as hell from perfect. But, I didn't have too much trouble there. I got fucked at the beginning, but other than that, you saw I was able to kind of just run through those guys, no problem. Now, obviously, I'm only on Torment 7, so, I could go up a little bit, but for right now, I kind of just want to get the hang of things and stuff like that. So, that was kind of just a little greater rift and showcasing the build and kind of just talking about what I felt like talking about. I'm going to post some more videos in a little bit. I'm going to start building a wizard from scratch. I have one that's in hardcore, but I'm going to post that whole thing. We're just going to do it in little segments here and there, just leveling up, showing you guys what I do to level up quickly, using the ruby or using the gem of ease. Either way, it's just cheap as hell. So, guys, I'm gonna end the video here. If you guys have any suggestions, any comments, anything like that, please let me know. Feel free to smash that like button. Check out my other videos on my channel for this game and for all my other games. And until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later. See ya.